we are participants on this whole planet Earth. That includes everybody. It's not like I have mine, you have yours. We are in this together. We're breathing the same atmosphere. There just is nowhere else to go. So our thinking becomes different. And to solve a conflict by bombing someone is only going to destroy what I need to live too. Right? It destroys the atmosphere. It destroys everything we call home.
And it's a spaceship. Do you know that this moment that we're traveling at 18.5 miles a second as a spaceship on that home? That's how fast we are going as we spin around the sun. Now, if you can imagine that, if we're really riding on a spaceship, we got to save it. We've got to hang on to it and not let it go down the tube by war or pollution or global warming. This is our home, folks. This is the first time that we've had a connection between the Peace Site program and between the Nobel Festival and the Baccalaureate program. And imagine now, and let your imagination run for a moment, imagine what it would be like if most schools not only adopted the Baccalaureate program, but became a peace site. The only way we're ever going to have peace in the world is to start with children. And World Citizen is based upon that whole premise. So this is why it's so important for us to be here talking to you. But again, you have to reach out. And if you like what we're talking about, get active. I mean, this can be a big part of your life. And you know, here's an old 89-year-old bird trying to tell you what to do. But the truth is that we count on the young people. And believe me, when we go out to schools, particularly the elementary schools, and we tell this story about, you know, you have the chance. You have the opportunity to become a peacemaker rather than a war maker. And as a Navy veteran and a Navy officer, you know, I learned how to kill people, and I learned to be a warrior. But I came to the conclusion that I wanted to promote peace. And I'm hoping that some of you will step up to the plate and say, hey, I'd like to be a peacemaker.
I went to college. I graduated from college about 1961. I had no idea at all that there would ever be such a thing as a computer. None. It's zero. It was not even. It was not even the tiniest little figment of my imagination that there would be a computer back then. And stuff like you take for granted, like digital stuff. So one of the things that I think about when at presentations like this is how do you bridge between an older generation that's had the kind of experiences that a man like Mr. Elling has had, and people like yourselves who are going to have to invent the kind of world that comes down the road. Because at some point in time, Martha and Lynn, myself, we were all your age at different times, and we all were probably sort of figuring how in the world do we have any impact at all on what's happening, not only in the future, but today. But really, every one of you is the future. You're the people that are going to have to make the future. The future is you.
So what you're doing here today and what you are doing in this baccalaureate program is a magnificent step in the right direction. But don't drop the ball and say, well, you know, I'll get that degree and take advantage of it and forget it. Hey, that's not, you know, you're not helping the human family that way.